I would have worn those pants, but I wrecked them. Barely know her. Hey everybody, welcome to the castle. I'm Vyvian. Still trying to find a greeting for these videos. I don't think I'm gonna stick with that one. And if you're new here, here's how the show works. Each week, viewers just like you compete in a devious digital obstacle course created by me. Competitors only have one attempt at the course, and each successful completion earns their chosen team 1 point. The team with the most points at the end of the season will be crowned champions. And due to Bo Steed's miraculous performance last week, I finally get to show you guys the team scores. So here we are, 1 point for Team Cyan. Big old nothing for everyone else. And speaking of everyone else, let's look at today's players. There we have it, the 16 competitors this week, all vying for those shiny swords and big old points. But what will they be facing today? Here's the course. The first obstacle today are the Slidy walls. Players will have to run across this thin platform while stopping in the safe spots along the way. The next obstacle are the frozen apples. Players will have to make their way down these yellow planks, grab the castle key and make it back up, all while avoiding these intermittent, sliding, slippery, frigid apples. Is that a gun? Next up, players will face the Slidy wall part 2. It is the other side of the Slidy wall, and it is much more difficult than the first. And the last obstacle on the course is the iced hole. Hold on, we can't... Don't be a child. We can't call it the iced hole. The hole diver. The sticky hole. Sugar sphincter. Donut dive. Hey, that one works. Yeah, it's a donut dive. And the last obstacle on the course today is the donut dive. Players have to dive through this oscillating donut, slide down into the bucket below, and into the castle gates. First contestant, the absolute legend, representing Team Cyan, is Bo Steed. Take a look at this beautiful sword. Hey, why does he have 2 swords? So I did double check. This is just a bug in the sword spawning code. Haha, isn't coding
fun, everybody?
So anyway, I can't fix it till next week, so just imagine there's 1 sword, everybody. I'd really appreciate it. And Bo Steed is off. Will Bo Steed, the first course completer in Vyvian's castle history, do it 2 weeks in a row? The first gap, the easy gap, makes it fine. Oh, kind of inching there, but okay, ducking. Clearly trying to remember, how to duck there. Okay. There you go. Taking their time on this, but it's all about the cycles here. You don't want to rush this. And there you go, Bo Steed making it on to the next obstacle. Our next competitor representing Team Magenta is Bio. And they're off. Let's see how Bio will handle the sliding walls. Okay, first one, not an issue. Second one, makes it fine. Ducks, okay, a little preemptive duck there. Tries to duck again. I am not sure the strategy. Let's see this again. I don't know if Bio predicted there'd be something they'd have to duck, but just gets knocked off balance and weeble wobbles off the platform. Our next contestant representing Team Chartreuse is Tantasar. Am I saying that right? Tantasar? And they are off. Let's see if this newcomer, let's see how they handle the first obstacle here. Okay, first gap, not an issue. You could park a bus in that first gap. Oh, barely correcting to fit in that second one. And third, it looks like Tantasar is gonna make it, and they do. On to the next obstacle. And our next competitor representing Team Magenta is Meowdy Ming. And here we go, Meowdy Ming is off. Immediately doing the splits, okay. Showing their flexibility. Let's see if that will help them on this obstacle. First gap, and it did not. It did not help them on the first obstacle. Next up, representing Team Cyan is Mila Zone. And they're off. Let's see how Mila handles the sliding walls. Okay, taking their time to learn the pattern. See what's going on. First gap, not an issue for Mila. Second gap, ooh, a little correction there at the end. Will they make it? Oh, and they do. All Mila has to do is make it past this red wall, and they do, making it on to the next obstacle. Our next competitor representing Team Chartreuse is Poop Boy 420, haha. And they're off. Let's see how Poop Boy handles the sliding walls. In previous episodes, they really don't like stopping. They're just an all or nothing sort of player. But playing intelligently here, it seems. Stopping on the safe spot. Will they make past the red wall? They do. On to the frozen apples. Our next competitor representing Team Chartreuse is the real R.L. Stein. And they're off. Oh, having to run back, not waiting enough time to notice the pattern of it going back and forth. First gap, not a problem. Second gap. All right. So far, so good for the real R.L. Stein. Almost clipping his ankles there. Now this red wall's the only thing he has to make it past. And they do, moving on to the next obstacle. Our next competitor representing Team Magenta is the goddamn Salami. And they're off. See how Salami handles the first obstacle here? Okay, taking their time, learning the obstacle. Okay, a little correction there, but they make it in. Second gap is fine as well. Third gap, clips his little moose face, but everything is fine. Oh, the wall coming! Oh, so close, but makes it on to the next obstacle. Next up, representing Team Chartreuse is Viv Smells. And they're off. Viv Smells, of course, a returning player. Gotten very close to completing courses in previous episodes here. First obstacle doesn't seem to be an issue. Ducking though, not trusting it. Oh, clipping their leg. What spider crap nonsense was that? But they move on to the next obstacle. I have to see this again. This Smells on this final one. Crouches, hits their leg, it just turns them around, but they maintain balance. Somehow, our next competitor representing Team Cyan is Fence. And Fence is off, and what? Potential fit, what? Jumping to the moon? Seems like Fence has found a bug in the physics and can now super jump. Okay, let's see if Fence can wrangle his superpowers to help complete the course. Doesn't seem very well controlled, so I'm not too worried about it. Continuing to just jump. I'm not sure. Okay, Fence. I'm not sure Fence's strategy here. Maybe trying to super jump over the glass. I don't know. Anywho, finally working on the obstacle, making it to the safe spots here. What was any of that? Okay, I need to see an up-close version of this here. Fence makes it in the gap, runs into the wall, and that just bounces him out. The motion of the moving wall. Next up, representing Team Magenta is Bareface. And the barrel-faced Bareface is off. Every week I'm like, hey, is that barrel gonna block their vision? But okay, first safe spot, second safe spot. Third safe spot, stops in time. Now they just have to make it past this wall here. Oh, and a jump, but they do, making it onto the next obstacle. Our next competitor representing Team Goldenrod is Procrastranaut. And they're off. Procrastranaut. Safety cone on their head. Let's see how safe they'll play this. Hesitating a little bit, barely making it into the first gap. Overshooting the second, but coming back. Oh my, this is stressful. This is stressful. Procrastranaut barely making it in. A little hesitation here. Will they make it? Getting booed by the wall. Oh, so close for Procrastranaut. And here we see it again, taking a little too much time. The end of the wall clipping them. Could have possibly recovered on that platform, but just slides off into the group. And our next competitor representing Team Goldenrod is the Pee-Pee Man. And they're off. A couple jumps there. Some victory jumps, some taunting the course. Pee-Pee Man, one of those competitors that always seems to almost make it. Always a bridesmaid, never the bride. But let's see if the Pee-Pee Man makes it through today. Takes their time on this third, doesn't want to get clipped like a Procrastranaut before them, and makes it across. I think clipping their ankles though. On to the next obstacle. Next up, representing Team Magenta is Admiral Nemo. And they're off. Nemo, a returning player. All right, first gap. Second gap. Ooh, that little readjustment there. And the third makes it through. All right, do they have enough time here? They do. On to the next obstacle. And our next contestant representing Team Cyan is Tsunaru. And Tsunaru is off. Let's see how they manage this first obstacle. They kind of have a history of just really unfortunate fails. Wow. Commentator's curse, I guess. And our last competitor of the day representing Team Cyan is Blue Bomber. And Blue is off. Let's see how Blue manages this. Alright, first safe spot, not a problem for Blue. Second safe spot. Ducks. A lot of players think that they'll need to duck there. Clipping his butt on the end there, waiting on this cycle, okay? Should have plenty of time though, and they do, making it onto the next obstacle. And after the Slidy Walls Part 1, let's see what that did to the player pool. And shockingly, only 5 competitors being eliminated by the first obstacle today. And let's see how Bo handles the frozen apples. Okay, he sees the ramp. Okay, jumps down to the platform, a little short, but the ice goes away in time. A big leap down to the final obstacle, slips on the ice though. Oh no, will Bo recover? Just getting kind of bullied by the ice here. And oh, he does, recovers. You'll see the strategy going back up the ramp. A big leap, timed it perfectly, beautifully timed. Makes it to the second plank, almost slips there. Oh, that causes some hesitation, waiting for the next cycle. This one's very, very closely timed there, but makes it. And Bosteed one jump away from moving on. They do, Bosteed on to the next obstacle. And how does Tantazar handle these frozen apples? Drops to the first plank, all right, jumps to the second. Misses the second though, which allows the ramp to just goop into the goop. All right, let's see this again. Tantazar jumping, overshooting the second plank here, sliding off right as the ramp pops him into the air, just face into the corner of that plank. Oof. Vila taking on the frozen apples. See their strategy here. Okay. Waiting, seeing the patterns. Dropping to the first plank. Okay, very conservative effort here. Second plank. Third plank. Okay, waiting one cycle each time just to be extra safe here, but that obviously is taking more time away. Okay, and now they have the key. Can they make it back up? This is the hard part, making it back up these ramps. Okay, first plank is fine. Oh, slips on the ice. Goes a little too early there. Oh, and about to get bullied by the ice. Will they recover though? Getting bullied by the ice and dumped into the goop. It was right here. Mila jumping a little too far. Correcting though, but then trying, I believe, to predict the ice. Stepping on it a little too soon though. And just bullied. Just bumped around by the ice until eventually that one right there. Here we are, Poop Boy on the frozen apples, takes a big leap down the slide, hits the ice, but they might recover. They do, just gunning it, unbelievably. They make it to the key. Can they make it up though? Okay, jumping, hitting the apple, mistiming it, and just face to plank, body to goop. Now it looked like your Poop Boy tried to predict when the ramp would pop up, but it was clearly up by the time they even left the platform. They could have recovered here. It could have knocked them on this platform, but instead the apple says nay, and Poop Boy takes a corner of that plank. Right, real R.L. Stein onto the frozen apples. See their strategy. Taking a big leap to the second plank, okay? And a big leap down to the fourth. Lands are fine. Now will they make it up? Nice 360 in the air there. Okay, waiting out this cycle, booking it. Okay, just in time, makes it to the second plank. This third plank, though, this timing is real tight. Real R.L. Stein, though, not fazed by these apples, and one jump away, and they make it on to the next obstacle. See how Salami handled the frozen apples. Okay, goes to the first plank. See if they want to skip any. Nope, goes to the second. The safe, slow route we've seen a couple players take, but it's worked out for a few of them here. And, it looked like they were trying to jump to the last and then change their mind mid-air. Gets the key. Can they make it back up with the key? That is the question. Tries to skip the first plank. Will it pay off? Getting booped in the air, but lands safely? Potentially safely? Oh, I spoke way too soon. Bullied by the ice. Here is Salami's mistake. Getting too greedy, trying to make it to the second platform, not having enough time, booping them into the air, taking a header to an apple. I really thought right here they landed in a perfectly safe space. I thought they super lucked out, but the ice comes back up and just barely knocks them into the sludge. Viv smells on the frozen apples. Let's see their strategy here. A huge leap trying to make it to the fourth platform. It almost knocked them. Oh my god! Viv smells with this incredible leap. I don't know if they were just going for the last one, if they thought it was a slide, but it boops them up and almost launches them to the platform. That would have been incredible if it knocked him to the key platform. But instead, Viv smells in the goop. Alright, Bareface onto the frozen apples. See their strategy here. Okay, learn it in the cycles. Doesn't want to be surprised by anything. Okay, first plank. Leaps to the third. Okay, maybe thinking they're taking a little too much time here. Potentially, again, thinking that jumping straight to the key platform, but thinking twice of it. Okay, can they make it back up? Here we go, making it. Oh, misjudges the plank. Gets booped up by the ice. It looked like here they turn. They make this turn and they thought they'd be on the platform. Then they make a little micro adjustment, but they're not on the platform. That hesitation causes them a face full of apple and then a face full of goop. Here we have the pee-pee man taking on the frozen apples. Oh, just an immediate jump to the second plank. Sees that safe spot and just goes for it. Okay. And gets the key. Now all they have to do is make it back up the ramp with that key. Okay, a big leap, getting greedy. It didn't work out for Salami earlier, but it works out for the pee-pee man. Makes it the third platform here. And one more jump, and pee-pee man is on to the next obstacle. Here comes Admiral Nemo on the frozen apples. Doesn't even read the sign. Just immediately down to the first plank. Right, now hesitating a bit more. I guess just noticing those safe spots and going directly for them. A little low on that plank. Ooh, recovers though before the ice ramp comes up. Last plank, there they go. Grabs the key. Now the hard part, can they make it back up? Okay, jumping to that first plank. Going for the second immediately. Jumping and doing, honestly, a beautiful baseball slide into the goop. And yet again, we've seen it from a few players, but getting too greedy, trying to make it to the second plank immediately, tries to jump and just baseball slides right off the ledge into the goop. All right, let's see how Blue Bomber handles the frozen apples. It immediately drops to the second plank, and then drops to the third plank, not jumping. That's interesting. Maybe they feel like they have more control that way, but a big jump down to the key platform. Now the question is, will they make it back up? Okay, not getting greedy here. First platform, second platform. Oh, not on the platform. So similar to Bareface, but Blue has enough time to jump at the end. All right, oh, tries to skip that one there, tries to skip a cycle, but has enough time to recover. Here we go, one more jump, and Blue is on to the next obstacle. And after the frozen apples, let's see what that did to the player pool. An absolute killer obstacle. Taking out a whopping 7 players from the pool. Now just down to 4 contestants left with 2 obstacles remaining. All right, let's see how Bo handles the slidey wall part B. Spookiest sequel. It barely makes it in the first one. This next one is really difficult though. You need to crouch or it'll just knock you into the goop. Beautifully timed by Bo Steve. Only hot dog left is clipped by the first hot dog, but doesn't get pushed off. They recover. Very hesitant. Unbelievably, Bo makes it on to the final obstacle. The real R.L. Stine facing the real spooky sequel to the sliding walls. Okay, remembering, they can crouch. Not many players do. I had to put that sign there. Okay, real R.L. Stine, again, barely clipping his ankle. Practicing the crouches again. Times it. Only these hot dogs remain. Jumps over the first. And runs past the second. R.L. Stine onto the final obstacle. All right, let's see how the pee-pee man handles the slidey walls 2 Lost in New York. Okay, taking their time. Running across into the first gap. Fine. Will they run? Will they... Barely ducks that. Unbelievable. Gets hit by the hot dog though. This might be the end for the pee-pee man. Recovers. And just... does a little dance, knows how lucky they are to be alive, and on to the last obstacle is the pee-pee man. All right, let's see how Blue Bomber handles the Slidey Wall 2 Electric Boogaloo. Okay, making it to the... so close, clipping their ankles, but still recovering somehow. Now the duck makes it in time. Oh, so close. Jumps the first hot dog, turns around though. Blue Bomber on to the last obstacle. And I believe for the first time in Vyvian's castle, everyone made it through the obstacle. And here we are, Bo Steve, 23 seconds and 1 donut away from potentially his second victory ever. Goes off the top ramp. Oh, a little hesitation in the air, clipping the donut. Let's see this again. Bo Steve taking the tall ramp, but the donut already coming down. He has to hesitate there and just takes a face full of rim. Could have worded that better. Here we are, one donut away, one donut dive away. R.L. Stine deciding which ramp they want to go off of. Will they time this correctly? Going off of the low ramp, jumping it, gets hit from the upper rim and just gets pushed out by the upward momentum of the donut. Let's see this again. R.L. Stine jumping, donut coming down though, hits the top of it. Easily could have been pushed down the slide, but instead the donut just denies it. Plumps him in the goop below. Go, PP Man, one donut left, has 30 seconds. Can they make this? Will they be the... Goes off the top ramp, hits the upper part, nowhere close for the PP Man. And let's see it again. PP Man going off the tall ramp, but the donut's already coming down, hits the top, clips their legs, and into the goop. Blue Bomber, 35 seconds left, one donut jump away. Going for the tall ramp, potentially? No, changing their mind, going for the low ramp. And dives, misses the jump. With a lot of these jumps, you want to jump at the last possible second, but if you jump too late, that's what happens. Blue Bomber into the sludge. And after the donut dive, what did that do to the player pool? And so we end the competition today with no course completions, 0 points added to the team scores, but hey, there's always next week. And speaking of next week, the new competition course is live in the game right now. You can download and play completely for free from the itch.io link in the description below. And if you'd like to try your hand at the course featured in this video, it is now in the course selection mode, so you can try it as many times as you like. With that, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. It super helps out the channel. And share the game with a friend, so next week when they fail miserably, you can be like, haha, that's my friend, and he got hit with a banana, or I don't know, whatever happens. Oh, and I also have a TikTok now. Don't know how TikTok works, but you can follow Vyvian's Castle on TikTok and stuff. All right, I'll see you all next week right here on Vyvian's Castle. My castle. I have a castle. It's pretty cool. What are you doing? Are you licking your butt? Morty, I'm trying to start the intro. You can't be licking your butt. I feel like this is getting more robotic every time I do a take. Okay, one of those has to be good. I mean, it doesn't. None of those have to be good. Okay. In case you're wondering, yes, editing these videos, I get that song stuck in my head forever. It will just never leave.